Let's try this again with the microphone on. Good morning, all you pregame folks. It is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:22 a.m. Eastern. It is Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day because I've done the introduction several times and I keep doing it over and over. Just kidding. Good morning, post-FOMC Eve. We have jobless claims in 8 minutes. We have Apple, Amazon, Google earnings after hours. Tomorrow we have non-farm payrolls and we have unemployment numbers. Good morning, Perfect Night Truck. I'll officially get started in 7 minutes. This far right corner where it says 6:23, when that says 6:30, that's about the time where I start with indices, commodities, crypto movers and shakers of the day. 25 charts in about 25 minutes. That's my goal. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends and do a couple chart requests. Good morning, Nugget. Hi, Andre, Mighty Pawns, Greg, win for you. Hammer, I guess. Good morning, Bob, Andre, Matthew. And I know I say your names twice sometimes. It's just I don't remember that I said it. I just looked that I've already said hello to Andre. Hey, Matthew, Tanner, Topher. Yeah, Nugget was boss yesterday. Hey, Paul, I always know you're going to ask me about an earnings question. I always know. Ferrari had earnings, and you're going to ask. You're consistent. You love your earnings names. Hey, Samwise, Michael, Mal. Hey, Tess, good morning. Killian. Hey, Mary, Basque. Derek, Awesome, Guile. Sal, Ludovic. Homebody, Fernando. Hunter. Michael, win for you. Hey, Jorge, Serrana, and Carlos. All right, good morning. I'm going to get started with charts. If you hear anything you like, please remember to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. You'll get a notification every time we go live via email, and if you don't want it, you don't have to tune in every time, but hit that subscribe button. All right, going back to the top, laser. Daily looks good. Trend change to upside. A little bit of a short squeeze going on. Yesterday was IWM's day. It was growth day, and all of our, not all, lots of our small caps and growth names were having a great day yesterday. This continues to go up. Your next resistance is up at 745 and 7, did we hit that already? No, 745 and 757. Where we are right now, I'm going to pretend like you're already in a position. Okay, if you're in a position, I'd stay in that position as long as the 5 or 15 minute you pick EMAs are below price, I'd stay in long. Okay, that's number one. If you don't have a position, you desperately want a long, I can't tell you in good conscience to go long here. I can't. It's too far extended. Doesn't mean it wouldn't work. Hourly RSI is up at 75. So if you want one, then I think you have to wait for a prudent pullback or a decent pullback and say, okay, here's a better location closer to support, and that's where you could enter. If you're looking to top fish this, 757, that was our number, right? I think I did it on the 4 hour. Yeah, 757 is a resistance level. You need to wait for a shorter term time frame trend change to the downside to short it. So those are 3 different scenarios. If you want a long, I don't like it here. It's extended and you're chasing. If you want a short, you're going to get run over here. You need a resistance to short. You could short off 745 and wait for a 2-minute trend change. And if you're already in a long, congratulations. Just keep moving up your stops. And if you're already in a short, you're in trouble. Unless you got it this morning. All right, BZFD. You like that AI name, BuzzFeed. But BuzzFeed just continues to dribble. The market was green yesterday. Big move after FOMC, and BZFD did not get the memo. It does not mean it's not going to bounce. It will have a bounce. However, front running this bounce is just going to result in pain. 15-minute moving averages continue to suppress price. And you're waiting for a 5-minute trend change during regular trading hours to say, okay, this may finally be the bounce. You'll probably get a 5% bounce. It's just right here, right now is not the time because you're buying on the left side of the V. Here, this is the move down, and it has not confirmed a bottom yet. Again, jobless claims in 3 minutes. I'm going back up to the top. Lucid. I like Lucid long. It had the buyout rumors, and it's not in the same boat as Carvana, but it has been pretty beat up. So I do like Lucid long. Rivian is a closer, not Rivian. Rivian is a closer correlation to Lucid, not Carvana. However, I have noticed they like to run in tandem. 1214 is your resistance and 1225. I like Lucid long. Support 1189 and then 1186. And what Lori Carlson and I are talking about is NUGT. I posted in chat about right here that we were coming in hot to yesterday's low here. So that was 4110 down here. And I said, just keep it on watch for FOMC. And y'all just don't have FOMO, have JOMO. And just look at this chart and say, okay, I'm going to imprint this on my memory for the next FOMC meeting. And trust me, it could be dust as well. It's not that NUGT runs every time. But look at this. Beautiful opportunity, 41.47. Pop, pull back, higher low, and then launch time. And did not breach the prior day's low. 8.5%. Where else can you go to get these types of opportunities? It's wonderful. And that's what I do. That's what I did this morning is the post-mortem. What could I do better at the next FOMC meeting? How could I trade it better? How could I help our members more? What did I learn? I'm constantly asking myself that question. In this chart, I was posting about it, but I wasn't super forward with posting it. You need to see it over and over. And I've probably seen it 25 times at this point. I need to see it some more, obviously, but every time I'm getting more and more acclimated to these moves and what is the volatile tickers and how do you trade them. All right, it's 6:29. Man, y'all have a lot of requests this morning, and I feel really bad I can't get to them all. Buongiorno. Perfect. All right. I wish I could answer all of these for you. I really do. I have to be done by 7 a.m. That's when our team goes live in Chart Guys. So we have an hour-and-a-half show in the morning. We have a midday show, and then we have a end-of-day show. We have 3 live shows per day where you get your chart request answered. And at any point in time, you can just type in the chat room, hey, I need help with Lucid, and one of us will jump in and give you the technical analysis and our opinion of Lucid. Okay, there's the jobs numbers coming in now. We're approaching 4180 resistance. So just know that my heart, I want to answer every single one. Time is just not permitting. So looking at ES, we still have a resistance from December 13th of 4180. 4180. So please remember that number. So we are bullish up here. Bulls would really have to fumble the ball at the 1 yard line here at this point and really botch things in order to lose momentum. So an uptrend, an up day will be a win for bulls, and a sideways day is a win for bulls. All right. They win 2 of 3 ways. Bears have a lot of work to do. They only win 1 of 3 ways. That's why you're always going with the trend. You want to line up the odds in your favor. So we're up here having a bullish reaction. Thank you, Gian. I'll put that in chat. Good morning. Okay. Jobless claims are coming in a little less than what's expected. That we have seen these reports that we think should be bearish, they're turned bullish, and vice versa. We just have to stick with the price action. So that's what I'm going to do. 4180 is your key level for the rest of the day. And then your new support on the hourly is 414475. Let's get this show on the road. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you could give me a follow on Twitter, that'd be great, at Chart Gal Lori, and also hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And what I do here every morning is I show you my table, which Lord, Is that skewed or what to one side? Leaning very bullish today. And I have my notes on the other screen, and I copy and paste those and share them with TCG members only after the show. So we're pulling back a little bit from that hot reading. Remember, 4180 is resistance. We still have a remaining resistance. Here, 4180. NASDAQ broke bull. RTY broke bull. YM has not broken bull. So YM is still below January 17th and January 9th resistances. We have a triple top in that area on the weekly. NASDAQ is carrying us at this point, and that's logical with Meta's earnings beat. And I do have a couple comments about Meta as well. So again, what I do here is I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day, and I just kind of sprinkle technical analysis, education, and tidbits as I can. So I think I have a few for you today. They should be helpful. We'll see. All right. That's funny as some of the Eagles would do. I was studying ES this morning. I know y'all know that I get up usually somewhere around 3 a.m. and I begin studying and preparing for the show. I prepare for the show for 3.5 hours. And my notes take a lot of time. The table takes a lot of time in researching charts. So this morning I was really studying ES charts, saying what happened in January, and just kind of, again, it's post-mortem, and I'm playing Monday morning quarterback. I don't care. If it helps my future trading, then great. And that's how we learn. So if we look here, if you look at the square here, this range, I have two recent examples. So last summer, I guess that's still recent, we stayed range bound from June 27th for about a month. When we broke out of that range, we got great follow through. And the first pullback back into the range was a buy. Do y'all see that? You see it? So we had this base, we form a base, we broke out of the base, we came back into the range, back tested it, and then bounced. That's a buy. When you come and back test a range that's been pretty solid, that is a buy. And the same thing, the opposite is true if we're talking about resistance. Now, December 16th through January 9th or so, or 6th, we were range bound. We came back into that range. That was a buy. Do you see it? And I'm getting a tattoo with this later today. I'm going to have this exact chart tattooed on my forehead. As you know, I'm joking. But these type of concepts, it's important for us to imprint them. And we say, I've seen this movie before. I know how this ends. Then you can participate as a more informed participant. All right. So on the hourly, we're doing fine. We're Gucci, getting a higher high, holding the hourly EMAs are below us. 15-minute EMAs are below us. Go with the trend. Support is 414475. Sorry, I have to give my blanket to my dog. She's coming in here and she takes the blanket. She wins. Okay. So bulls are in control of ES. Bulls are greatly in control of NASDAQ. With the Meta win yesterday, the earnings beat, NASDAQ is super bullish, and we have a lot of front running. I see buyers front running Amazon and Google this morning because we have Apple, Amazon, and Google earnings after hours. And again, we have non-farm payrolls tomorrow morning, huge number. Unemployment's going to be a big number. So we still have binary events ahead of us. We're not in the all clear since FOMC and Meta are over. However, people are front running Amazon and Google earnings today. I don't see that as much in Apple in pre-market, and maybe they think that Google is more like Meta. So Meta beat on earnings. What's Meta doing right now? And I'll get back to the indices. So Meta is up 19% this morning. So Meta beat on Rev. I think they had a slight miss on earnings because of this one-time adjustment. That's not real clear. And then the big news is they authorized a $40 billion buyback. That doesn't mean they're going to buy back $40 billion worth of shares. They just authorized it. So that's just a key distinction to remember. And I heard an analyst this morning saying that Zuckerberg used the word artificial intelligence 29 times and metaverse only 7 times. He downplayed their commitment and involvement and dollars devoted to metaverse, and the shareholders loved it and they couldn't get enough of it. It was the best crafted earnings narrative that this analyst has seen from any company in a really long time. So I'm not diminishing any of Meta's accomplishments. I'm just saying the $40 billion buyback is wonderful, but it's not a guarantee. It's authorized. So with all that out of the way, people are thinking, all right, well, maybe Google and Amazon will come in hot. So the odds are forever in the favor of bulls today. Bears can step in at any time as long as 4180 remains as resistance on ES. However, if NASDAQ and semis are leading the charge up, I would not step in front of the bull train. There's a lot of FOMO in this market. There's been a lot of cash on the sidelines. So people are getting really excited, and greed is real. FOMO and greed are real, and people are going to be scared they're missing out on these great deals at these bottom basement pricing. All right, so that's what's going on with earnings. ES have that key resistance. I have that marked here. XLE, F, and V were weak the last time I looked, about 30 minutes ago. So that's just something to bring forward here. Most importantly, XLF here and XLV. So those are the 3 items that I'm watching that just don't match up with everything else. However, 130 points is enough points for me to shut my darn mouth and go with trend, okay? Go with the trend. I think shorting at 4180 makes sense if we get a shorter term time frame. Pattern, or excuse me, a trend change to the downside on ES and 4180 holds, then maybe we could have an opportunity for a short. So I know that I had a couple comments saying, well, you couldn't read NVDA chart. Oh gosh, like I do technical analysis, folks. I attempt, I'm human, but I attempt to keep away all fundamental bias toward what I'm looking at. Tesla was $100. I'm driving a Tesla and I wasn't buying Tesla. Okay. At the time I was driving a Tesla, and I wasn't even buying it. So it's not like my fundamentals take over. When I'm giving you technical analysis, it's pure technical analysis. So yes, I think semis are wonderful, and I think NVIDIA is going to lead us, and I love Lisa Su. I'm a Lisa Su fangirl on AMD, but I'm not going to say buy every morning just because fundamentally I like them. The chart has to tell me something, because that's what y'all come to me for, not my fundamental opinions. Okay, well, that soapbox is over. NASDAQ leading your support, 1255275. All right, RTY is a little bit weaker than NASDAQ and ES. You are breaking through resistance of 1973. Your next resistance 1986, and your new support is at 1964.50. This looks fine. There's no big harm done just because it's not making higher highs like NASDAQ. Oh. We are still holding the 0.382. Let me see if I can kind of, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Do y'all see that? We're holding the 0.382 1963. So that puts a 4-hour bull flag still front and center. It's not the ideal one with the upper wick. However, potential 4-hour bull flag. I love you, Tess. So RTY looks fine. YM is another story. We retraced more than 50% of the move from the low of FOMC to the high of yesterday. We retraced a great bit of that. So if you're looking bearish, I think Dow is the one that we could get a top fish opportunity on Dow. But again, if semis are running and QQQ is running, I want no part of this. No part of it. Okay, did all that. Dollar. If you watched Dan's video last night, it was a beautiful video. Well done. And he talked about the dollar and historical RSI bounce areas. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted my rotated rectangle here. So we have a potential 4-hour bear flag on Dixie. So we have potential 4-hour bull flags on our major indices. We have a potential 4-hour bear flag on Dixie on the dollar. And VIX, we have a potential hourly bear flag. Actually, that just broke bear. So yesterday we had this 4-hour bear flag here. That broke bear. We just had an hourly bear flag again. Break bear. Yes, we're oversold. VIX can go down further than you think it can. And I hear all the time, do you see that falling wedge on VIX? VIX is always in a falling wedge. Charts that are in downtrends, when they have bullish patterns, those bullish patterns are less reliable in large downtrends. So please remember that. Same thing with Nat Gas. I've seen a lot of comments about Nat Gas being in a falling wedge. Nat Gas is in a downtrend on so many time frames. It could rip to $10 today for all I know. I'm not saying it can't be bullish. I'm just saying don't put as much trust in bullish patterns when you have larger downtrends. All right. Let's see. US 10-year, bearish. That's good for NASDAQ. Bring it on down. The price is right. Hang Seng was slightly red. DAX is up 1.5%. That's a nice little bellwether or canary. Basically just a signal that we could be bullish following the European markets. Bitcoin, a little more sideways than bulls would like. However, we're still holding the 0.382 retrace, so no harm done. 23666 is your support. 300 of y'all, over 300 of y'all, and only 94 likes. Please hit the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it because these YouTube algos are really difficult to navigate. They want those likes. All right, Ethereum. I mean, it's a little flat as well, but plenty of room. Plenty of room over the 0.382 retrace. So very healthy, holding the hourly 8 EMA, which is a fast EMA, and it's holding that one. So everything's hunky-dory, as my daddy would say. Hunky-dory. It's fine. Gold. I must skip to silver. And if I sound like I'm gloating a little bit, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Kinda. Do y'all remember this? When I haven't touched this chart today, because I wanted to show y'all. Do y'all remember yesterday I said, look at that gold potential daily RSI head and shoulders pattern. And then I said, this silver chart's one of the prettier charts out there. It's way more beautiful than gold. It's gorgeous. And it looks explosive. And I said that price action is greater than RSI patterns. Put this on your forehead. That's another tattoo. Because this is something we have to imprint on our brains when we see good charts. We're like, okay, that's a good chart. Forget all this other mishigas down here about RSI divergence, head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, cup and hand, whatever. It can help give you an edge. But we said, hey, silver's holding the 50 RSI. It is compressing. It is getting tight. When it explodes, it will explode either to the upside or to the downside. So we now have a double top with 2467. I think we could get a temporary pullback in this area. If you bought it yesterday when I recommended it, you should be up about 4.5% plus. So here's something else I'm noticing. The last month, I've seen more charts that I like on, and I know I keep going back to this example, but it's just like the one that's top of mind awareness. Caterpillar. I mean, this was back in December. We haven't seen charts look like this constructive. Majority of charts, our bigger charts, have not looked this constructive. So these trampoline patterns, hopefully, now that the market is trying to change the trend, that we will see these patterns more often. And when you see it, you put it in your brain, you're like, okay, this is a great pattern. Okay, back to gold. Okay, so gold is bullish. Potential 4-hour bull flag, not the ideal one because you got upper wicks of profit taking here. But with the dollar, potential 4-hour bear flag, I don't know that I'd be going for a gold short. It is pulling back pretty hard. What's going on with Dixie? Dixie just has a slight dribble upwards, still a potential 4-hour bear flag. So again, I don't know that I'd be picking on gold today. Oil, I'm watching oil here. I have zero position. I watched that double bottom attempt this morning. It didn't hold. We're looking for a weekly high or low. 4 hour has slight bull divergence, just slight. 1 second, let me tighten this up and see if I can. Nah, I was going to say a potential falling wedge, but that's forcing the issue. So we got a double bottom at 75.82, 75.88, and then 76.05 makes it a triple bottom. I would say those are all solid levels. So if you wanted to take a long right here, right now on CL, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't fault you. I wouldn't talk about you behind your back or nothing. I promise. Other scenarios, I would not promise that. Just kidding. So if you wanted to take a long here against this attempt being keyword at an hourly double bottom, because we have 12 minutes left in this candle, I think it is a lower risk, high reward. You have a high probability of getting stopped out, and you're like, why do you keep giving us these trades with a high probability of getting stopped out? I like these trades for small accounts because when you get those winners can be home runs, and the risk is so small. We're talking right here, right now, 22 cents. You're just risking 22 cents. So that's why I like these trade ideas a little bit better for small accounts. Okay, nat gas, Lord have mercy. Potential 6 hour bear flag. Inventory today at 10:30 Eastern. It cannot get its life together. Don't trust pre-market moves on nat gas. You know how your mom would tell you don't take candy from a stranger? Well, this is your mom telling you don't trust NG in the morning. It's like taking candy from a stranger that's laced with a razor, because it's dangerous. 2476, that's one of my crazier analogies. 2476 support, 2469. Resistance is the high of this move, 256. I want to say, like, not stay thirsty, my friends. I want to say stay cautious, my friends. Inventory today. What a train wreck. Apple. Yeah. Sorry if I didn't cover that. NASDAQ resistance is now here. So I like to, when the labels don't show up because of the location or number that's tagging, I like to tag it. There, 12987, that's your next resistance. All right, back to Apple. Okay. Joko, you're really progressing with your technical analysis. Your questions are so intelligent. I love it. Okay. Apple. ES keeps going. Don't be that person. You know what I mean? Don't just claim that everything's going to go down because it's up high. It can keep going. We're over the 147.23. I can't emphasize enough how important this level is today. We want to see 147.23 and higher print and regular trading hours and maintain it. So now they're buying this dip pretty hard now. When I first looked at it this morning, it was like at 146 something. We're now confirming the daily bull flag, confirming. We're at the daily 200 MA 147.94. Do you remember when this crazy lady said at the first week of January, I said the market was able to bounce in December without Apple, without Microsoft, without Tesla. This is before the runs, without them moving up, without Google. No Apple, no Meta. No, excuse me, they had Meta. No Tesla, Google, Apple, or Microsoft. And the market was able to bounce in a notable way. And I said, what can it accomplish when these names actually start moving? And you remember I had the terrible, I said Pippen or something and I meant Rodman. And I said, it's like you're winning a game and you have LeBron, sitting on the bench. You have Michael Jordan sitting on the bench. You have Rodman sitting on the bench and you're winning with your third string. That's been the market. And I hope somebody took that to heart and it helped you somehow in this month, because that's what's happened. Now, when these stocks catch up, if these stocks catch up, Katie bar the door. That's my grandma's saying for watch out. Stay frosty, folks. There you go. Okay, so Apple looks fine. Now they're front running earnings, in my opinion. So then what? If they front run earnings today and they buy up Apple, Amazon, and Google all day, and we go big and green, then earnings, a great earnings could be priced in. All right, so just remember that. If they're going to front run earnings, that's what they're doing, saying Meta did great, so ergo Apple should do great, Amazon should do great, Google do great, then earnings may not be as big of a pow, an explosion, because it could be priced in. So careful with that thinking and looking at buying calls or something. Amazon looks great, wonderful. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you my notes because I don't care. I'm a honey badger. I don't care. Let's see. I told you all of that. That back burner day. It's back burner day. I can't believe I haven't said that. I'm almost done with the show and I haven't said it. On these names, if you go through this list and any of these names were up over 5% yesterday or up more than 5% in pre-market, and I'm generalizing, those should be good back burner setups, meaning, so Amazon's up 4.27%. It could provide a great back burner today, meaning first 5 minute oversold for a buy. Nvidia, if this sucker can pull back, it could provide a great back burner. Tesla, if this thing could pull back, it could be a great back burner, if being the key word. AMD had an earnings beat going sideways in after hours. I think this name could get another leg up. Careful. First 5 minute back burner, first 5 minute oversold could be a great trade setup. CBNA. So yes, I'm saying the same setup on all these. Yep. When you have ferocious, hungry bulls, you can't step in front of it shorting it. And to go long, you either buy on a pullback to VWAP on the 5 minute for day trading, or you wait for first 5 minute oversold. That's the two approaches. Let me type that out. That is here. When you have runaway trains, what do? Conservative bulls. Wait, not the cons bulls, conservative bulls. Wait for first 5 minute, not 6 minute. Oversold, okay? Aggressive bulls look for first pullback buy to 5 minute VWAP during regular trading hours, or a stair step pattern. So those are 3 different ways that you could play that. Conservative, there's only one way to play it, in my opinion, waiting for first 5 minute oversold. If you want to be aggressive and get in on these short squeezes or these runaway bulls, you look for first pullback to buy 5 minute VWAP during regular trading hours, or a stair step pattern. What you don't do, step in front of it and get ran over. Okay, are there going to be some beautiful shorts today? Absolutely. But pick your spots, folks. Pick your spots. And I just don't know that NASDAQ would be my spot to short. Okay, so if you want to screenshot that. So that's why the setup, this is the setup on every name I have listed today. Google, runaway train approach. Meta, runaway train approach. This could squeeze some shorts and put a hurtin' for certain on them. I am channeling my Meemaw strong today. Okay, and MARA, did I have that on my list? No, I had Microsoft on my list. Here it is. Now, if there's one laggard, which is, it's trying to play catch up here. And someone just mentioned Apple at the daily 200 MA. I agree, but Apple has earnings after hours. Microsoft already had earnings. We are at the daily 200 MA at 254.38. So if there was a laggard, QQQ name would be Microsoft, but since I've looked at it, it's really strengthened, so I would take that idea off. Possibly Jorge. Yeah, you probably won't get a 5-minute back burner on CVNA because RSI is extended. I mean, maybe you could get it. You could get it. It's possible. All right, I'm going to do one chart request. Corey Gold, yes. So the back burner means the first 5-minute oversold after an outsized move by a bull. And a reverse back burner means the first 5-minute overbought after a big downside move by a bear. All right. I will speak of Oxy. XLE is weak, folks. That oil trade idea I gave you, if oil does not hold this hourly double bottom, Oxy's in trouble. XLE is weak. Let's go back to the table. You see it? This bearish right here, it is weak. Oil needs to find a bottom, in my opinion, for Oxy to have a good day. 6409 could be a short area if oil stays weak. Yep, I'll go over net. Yeah, KK, Mary is the official spokesperson for all net bulls. You're at the daily 200 MA, you're over the 55.51, you're over the 57.54, you're over the 60.09. Okay, 62.95. So it's going to open up around here. Beautiful. Big move. Same thing applies. Runaway train looks like it's squeezing. Man, this is squeezing some folks. Wow. So pullback by the VWAP could work, or a stair step, which means you just wait for like a 2-minute drop. And if you can have 5 or 6 candles in succession, then you wait for that candle to break the prior high of that last low candle. And if you don't know what I mean, go look up Chart Guys back burner strategy. All right, if you could give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori, I'd appreciate it. And hit that like button if you learned anything. And if you didn't learn anything, hit that like button anyway, because you're too dang smart to be here and I love you anyway. All right, y'all use stop losses.